What is up? Z-Slides here, back with another video. This video, I'll teach you how to do complicated coat of arms or heraldry. So first, I'm just going to pick one that I like the most, or the coat of arms that I like the most, which is this one. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. And this is fine, but I can make it better. So normally coat of arms are very, very complicated. So I'm going to try to make this as complicated as possible. The more complicated you make it, the more realistic it's going to become. Okay, so maybe on the side I could add smaller circles or something. Because again, more complicated, more realistic. I'll just add these to all the points. And just to make it a bit more complicated and look cooler, in my opinion. Okay, now that I have all of them, make sure they're all about the same point from the middle, and I will just make it the same color. And always, always, always group together and do not. Why the hell is it not? Oh, that's why. Always group it together, yeah. And never have borders thickness, unless you're trying to go for that, but I would not recommend. Okay, we have that. So now, just look up for a crown of some sort. Normally you can just find one. I like this one. That looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna make it this complicated. Get a new slideshow. I don't really care for the complicated fleur-de-lis design, but the good thing with that is you can always simplify it. First up, just cutting in half, because you only need to do half. But this one, I think I'll ignore most of the fleur-de-lis design aspects of it. So I'm just gonna do the gold-ish trim. And I messed up. Okay. So if you hit shift, it'll make it perfect, or a straight line, which obviously straight lines, good thing. So you might need to do this gold and several passes just to make sure that it's not overlapping, because how Google Slides works is you can only have you can't make it go back over itself, which is kind of annoying, but so you'll have to do this in multiple passes. And I messed up again. Oh my gosh. Third time's a charm. That's what they say. Hehehe. I love my life. Remember, shift, make it go straight line. Straight lines are good. I'm not going to really care about the jewels too much. Or little pearl bead looking things. Kind of messed up there, so I can just zoom on him and fix that maze. So, yeehaw. Okay, now for the other one, I can just quickly follow the line. Make sure it's connected to the other one, just so it looks cohesive, or cohesive to a certain degree. And now for the main one, I'm not going to do the fleur-de-lis, because chances are, if this is another world, they're probably not going to have the same symbols that we have in our world. Just like that. And final step of making a crown is just putting the red down, or the red fluffy part of it, and make sure it's not exposed. Snake that around, send it to the back, I'm just going to move that to the side. I'm going to group everything except the red back layer, because that would be a different color. Then I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to pick a nice goldish color. That's more of a tan. There we go. And this can just be a nice dark red. I don't need that anymore. Group that, duplicate it, rotate it, put it right next to it. Make sure there's no things. And you just go quickly. Make sure there's no weird looking overlap. Like there is. There. So I should just be able to quickly move it slightly, not changing a whole lot. Have it, I can group this. Beautiful crown there. Shrink it and place it on top of the coat of arms. Like so. Since it's a kingdom, it's gonna have a crown. So you notice how in a lot of coats of arms, they often have little side objects, like little animals, and the crown's very complicated grass. I'm not gonna get that complicated, but here's some other ideas, because it has several parts, and some of them just have like a coat of arms and more very complicated surrounding parts. I'm not going to get that complicated, but I am going to put some flags on it. Or, yeah. Quickly, just do that. Do that. And roughly flag shaped. Duplicate this, ungroup it, only need this. And I'm going to make it more simple for the flag, just to put like differences into it and make it seem, I don't know, more unique. Scale that sucker way down to fit inside of the flag. So for a flagpole, you can normally make it either like a black or brown. In this case, I'm going to go like a brown, because it can be wood or it can just be that. Make it a deep red, or the same color, so rest of it. Move that coat of arms out of screen, or off screen, just to put it way down there. And just look at it. So see, you can put animals on it. So I think I'm going to put an animal. What animal? A lot of them have eagles or something on it, but I'm going to think, what else could it have on it? What's another animal? I'm going to put like a bull or something on it. Yeah. So just put like bull on coat of arms. Or something like that. Yeah, that one looks cool. And put it on its own side. Just scale it out from where you don't need. Or the parts that you don't need. So we have that bull right there. So we're gonna not make it red, but so first part, I guess just doing the hooves of the bull. We're actually holding on the coat of arms, which we will do later. Make it attached. And the rest of the hooves on it. And then probably the horns would be the next part. And then the tail. And then the next part is actually the bull's other parts. So this you can kind of just go freely and just highlight it. The details are going to come in later, but this is just the general outline of a bull. And just keep clicking and keep dragging it and making it a bull. Or the shape. Send that to the back, raise it up by 1. See, it's the general outline of a bull, but not really as detailed as you'd want it. So just come back with polyline, trace out like the eye of it, and that might be it. Black, and same with the hooves, it should also be black, and the white of the tail and of the horn. And I think it would look better as like that yellow kind of color. I'm actually gonna make that yellow a bit darker, yeah, like that. Scale that sucker way down. Act as if it's like holding up. I think a cool effect would be to like rotate it a bit and have like that kind of in the flag. And that looks neat enough. Just duplicate that, rotate it, make sure it's on the same plane or same level. Since there is white of the horns, I'm just going to change the color of it. Make sure to select everything every now and then. Make sure there's no nasty little border colors. Now this could be it, but this is the nation of Iskanar, so I'm going to add a just little name at the bottom. So Google Drawings has this cool little feature under callouts where it's like a scroll, and I'm going to put the name on that. I'm just going to go to a new slide, insert some word art, Iskanar, and make it Philippa, my favorite fantasy medieval font. And you can just kind of stretch it a bit and make it fit a wee better. I like normally make this like a dark brown, and then the scroll more of a bit lighter, kind of like a light brown. I may darken that actually, just a bit darker, something like that. Yeah, group that, and I'm just gonna raise this a bit. Shrink this because that is a bit too big, and get some more. I'm actually gonna just plop these out a bit more, then rotate that, and kind of have the bulls standing on it. And I'm just gonna set these to the front layer so you can kind of see them standing. And this is how a pretty simple way of making a pretty cool coat of arms, if I do say so myself.